instant coffee, there is no instant success.
It is always a pleasure to speak with authors and people from various walks of life. Hello and welcome to Rabbi Rashi Foundation. Professor Dr. Pratik Mungekar is on our show today. He's a scientist, professor, global educator, youngest Indian to start teaching at the age of 16, author of many books. आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
To start with, Professor, tell us about Dr. Pratik Mungekar.
Thank you so much, Rashi ma'am, for inviting me here. And so Mumbai is a city of dreams. So in this dream city, many people fulfill their dreams and live. So Dr. Pratik Mungekar is a person who has made a name for himself in the fields of education, research, arts, and social services in a short span of time across the country and the world. So I was born into a typical Maharashtrian family in Mumbai. The family consists of 4 members, me, parents, and a younger sister. So my father, Rajan Mungekar, was a kabaddi player and a textile mill worker. So he initially worked in a private company, but when the company closed down, he got a job as a mill worker at the Murarji mill in Mumbai. But due to the poor financial condition of my family, or his family, he had to leave his education and take up a job to fulfill their siblings' education and household responsibilities. So after his marriage, he was frequently accompanied by his wife. Then about my mother, Mrs. Manisha Mungekar, she fulfilled her duties as mother and housewife. She has also worked in many small-scale companies to earn for the education of the children on occasion. So how can children be nurtured while caring for children? She constantly tried for this, and she completed the children's education by mortgaging all her jewelry to complete both the children's schooling and higher education. So no one reached out for the education of their children. It was the wish of the parents that their children should grow up with a good education. So the mother was constantly struggling for both the children to come out on a top in different, you can say, competitions. So special emphasis was laid on the study preparation for both of us, recitation, drawing, and I have a beautiful handwriting also. I got first prize in handwriting, state level. Along with education, she also emphasizes on children to learn singing. I'm a trained classical vocalist. Then playing instruments, dance, oratory, storytelling, painting, writing, poetry, verse reading. I by heart entire Bhagavad Gita. So, growing up under the tutelage of such parents and being aware of the real situation, I had to start my teaching at the age of 16. So I started taking steps to fulfill my dream of becoming a great scientist in India with higher education. And I studied diploma in technical applied chemistry, diploma in textile chemistry from VJTI college. I got the opportunity to work as a professor in the same college from which I completed my diploma, then completed my engineering in biotechnology and PhD in spectroscopy. So while pursuing this higher education, I was also guided by renowned person, my guru, Dr. Raghunath Mashilkar. So today, this year, I mark my 13th anniversary of the symbolism in the field of education, teaching, and research. And during these 13 years, I educated more than 12,000 students and also career guided more than 32,000 students.
किसी ने सही कहा है, सरस्वती किसी पैसे की मोहताज नहीं. एंड आई थिंक डॉक्टर प्रतीक इज अ लाइव एग्जांपल ऑफ कि बिना पैसे के भी इन्होंने अपने आप मेहनत करके बहुत ही कामयाबी हासिल की है. दिस इज वंडरफुल. ओके, सो डॉक्टर साहब, व्हाट इंस्पायर्ड यू टू बिकम अ साइंटिस्ट?
There was a dream. I was so fascinated with the title doctor. So when I was in school, I decided that one day that prefix doctor would be mine. So I don't know whether I will be physician or in the field of medical or in the field of science. I don't know anything. I just wanted that prefix doctor. So I started studying. I have completed my diploma. I've got I'm one of the topper in diploma. Then I used to then the financial crisis, and I started teaching at the age of 16. I used to teach 12 hours a day. One of my world record is 16 hours a day teaching to earn for my higher education, because I know that to become scientist or to become any or to get higher education, we need money, and that we don't have. So for that, earn and learn. That way I started, and then I met Dr. Raghunath Mashilkar. He is world-renowned international scientist, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan. He is Director General CSIR, Director General NCL. So we have a chapter when we were in 10th standard. Dr. Raghunath Mashilkar. So I was so fascinated with his work and his contribution to country, and then I decided that I will meet him and I will take guidance from him, and I want to become like a scientist, like him as a renowned scientist. So that was my inspiration to become a scientist.
This is great. Okay, so Dr. Pratik, we understand that you are into teaching and you're a vice chancellor of a university. We understand all that. Any other workshops or services are you offering apart from just teaching? Let's hear.
Yeah, I'm associated in with many human rights organizations, and I do a lot of social work also. In the COVID era, I did many awareness programs for women empowerment, then mass distribution, and as I said earlier, also I'm associated with more than 56 international organizations which works for humanity, which work for society. So I'm at various positions: vice chairman, vice president, president of International Youth Development Council, then International Human Rights and Anti-Corruption Foundation. So through those organizations, I do a lot of social work also, plus free career counseling. I'm on a there are my two missions. On a mission to help students, under which I traveled Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, the entire Konkan district, and I took mass lectures, 4,000 students, 7,000 students, mass lectures. And within 2 months of span, I took 31 lectures and career guided more than 28,000 students free of cost. That is for to return something to our nation or for the society. Other than that, I took a lot of faculty development program, because in my teaching journey, I've realized that we need to educate the educators first. So I started taking a mentor development program, and till date more than 5,000 teachers, professors, I train them with modern teaching methodologies. So that is one thing. Then I write a lot, every day. You can follow my Instagram or Facebook account. Every day a lot of media friends publishing my articles. So I have published more than 700 articles on various topics, including sustainable development goals, quality education, gender equality, poverty, women empowerment, sustainable growth. Then there are many topics which I write. So more than 750, 800 articles I have published. Then I have my 4 books. First book is on Introduction to Sustainable Development Goals, which has got many international awards. And I'm proudly say that I'm the first Indian whose book which is non-academic in nature, is now part of Atlantis education program, which is academic in nature. So in my book, they have designed one diploma. So students study my book there, and they need to pass the diploma exam, and then they get their diploma. So that's a huge achievement for that book. Then I've got many awards for that SDG book also. Then second book is on education and eternal asset. So in that book, I have covered the entire education system from Guru Shishya tradition to the modern teaching methodology, including online, offline, phygital learning. So that was the second book. Then the third book is on leadership, because we need leadership for India's betterment or for growth. So this is for corporate people, leadership and change superintendents. And the fourth book is on stem cell science, because I did my BTech in biotechnology. So that book is for bio students, medical students, stem cell science, introduction to stem cell science, which is Amazon bestseller. Then these are my books, and now two more books which are in publishing process. The one is on sustainable development goals itself. It is sustainable horizons, reimagining, reinventing, and rethinking our SDGs for the betterment of life. And the next book is on, I studied, indigenous science also. So the why is Indians are false believers, or the origin of caste and religion in India? Like that topic, on those topic I have researched, and I have written one book on India's Indian culture, traditions, and indigenous science. Apart from these books, I have co-authored more than 15 books. Then I am chief editor for so many international journals, advisory for many international journals and magazines. And through various conferences, I talk on various global issues, and aware people about these issues, their implications, implementation, solutions. So apart from teaching and research, I work 24/7, and I this kind of activities I do a lot.
This is absolutely wonderful. So much of good work at that young age. And I congratulate you for all this. Thank you so much for coming on our show. Okay, so Dr. Pratik, I don't need to ask you what makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd out there. But still, so tell us about some good work you did during COVID times.
First, I focused on the education, because for the entire education fraternity, that was a challenge, complete from physical to online. So first, I educate the educators how to use Zoom, how to use online platforms, how to share the screen, how you can use your all the expertise through online medium, okay, to teach students. So that's my first thing which I did. Second thing, marks distribution. Third thing, I was in vaccine research also, so I researched in the vaccine team. Then fourth thing, a lot of awareness program for women, cleanliness, hygiene. Okay, during that, because that's the only thing we can do, cleanliness and hygiene, that we need to maintain during COVID. And lot of blood donation drive, lot of campaigns. I used to travel a lot during COVID to aware about cleanliness, hygiene, mass distribution.
Okay, so what is your one message to all those youngsters out there? Education has also changed post-COVID, giving and granting both. So, what is your one message to all the young seekers out there?
I would like to take my example. See, I have a poor financial background, but still, at the age of now I'm 29 running. Okay, I have received more than 950 plus international, national, state awards for my contribution in the field of teaching and research, 9 national patents, 15 world records. Okay, I am associated with 63 foreign universities. Okay, out of which in 15 universities, I'm director tech, research and innovation, and 5 universities, I'm the only and first Indian, youngest Indian to be appointed as a vice chancellor position. Okay, then also I'm a United Nations volunteer, UNESCO diplomat. Okay, then I've been appointed in more than 65 international organizations at various positions at the same time. Okay, published more than 46 research papers, 5 books, 15 co-authored books, and many more achievements. I have I'm the first Indian to receive Mendeleev's fellowship, which is United Kingdom highest academic honor, 300 plus honorary doctorate, 125 plus high honorary degrees at this age. So through my example, I wanted to share one thing, that there is no like instant coffee, there is no instant success. So, you need to work hard and, keep struggling. I'm struggling because, that's struggling, the struggle, the word struggle gives you power, gives you motivation, gives you inspiration. Okay, so there is no, as I said, there is instant coffee, there is no success. So your aspirations are your possibilities, so keep them as high as possible.
Quickly tell us about your different recognitions, awards that you have got. You have mentioned about your books and honors, but let us know about the different awards you have received.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier also, but I have written some points because many achievements I have. So I'm the first Indian to be appointed as Planetary Minister of Sustainable Development of newly emerging the Kingdom of Atlantis, a decentralized sovereign kingdom. Then I'm the first youngest Indian whose book Introduction to Sustainable Development Goal, which is now part of Atlantic education program. Then I'm the first youngest Indian to receive 300 plus honorary doctorates from all over the world. First youngest Indian professor who taught to more than 12,000 plus students and career guided 32,000 plus students till date, and the count is still on. I'm the first youngest Indian to receive Dadasaheb Phalke Award. Okay, for me, they introduced education and research category from this year, which is one of the India's prestigious award. And I'm happy and proudly say and to share that I've been nominated for Padma Shri also this year. The upcoming in the month of September, I'll get my nomination card for Padma Shri. I have 15 world records at the age of 28 for my contribution in the field of teaching and research. First youngest Indian to receive 125 plus honorary high degrees across the globe. First Indian to be appointed by 65 plus international organization on various high positions at the same time. First youngest Indian to be appointed as ambassador by 56 organizations of many countries in almost all disciplines. First Indian youngest professor to start teaching at the age of 16, and the age of 28 completed 12 years. This is 13th year. First youngest Indian to receive royal and prestigious titles such as Lecturus Magnificus. This is before name. LM, Lecturus Magnificus from Philippines. Then HRH 5-star Duke from Singapore. HRH Sir. After name, sir, there are many sirs. Okay, we call this sir, that sir, but before your name, the sir title, Sir Pratik. So that's my title. Then I have received many fellowship, FOPL, Fellow of Pedagogy, then FOPD, then FRU, Fellow of Royal Society, Fellow of Royal University. Then the first youngest Indian to receive Mendeleev's fellowship. Dmitry Mendeleev was a great scientist whose contribution in the field of periodic table. So this is United Kingdom's highest academic honor. I received this in London. First Indian to receive the distinguished title, Professor Wisdom, from Institution Cultural Colombiana Casa Poetica Magia Plumas, Colombiana, South America. This is one university, so they title me Professor Wisdom. So they call me Professor Wisdom. So I have a certificate also. They registered this title in their government in South America. Then visiting faculty in 63 foreign universities, and I am the youngest full professor. For these designation, there are stages. Like first is lecturer, then assistant lecturer, professor, associate, adjunct, additional, and then comes full professor. So I'm the youngest who has got this title or designation, full professor. Then author, director, research and innovation at Oxford University, Lighthouse Leadership University, Dominion of Impact International Bible University, Global Ministry and Discipleship Institute. Then I'm an academic dean, International Theophany University, Haiti and Philippines. Apart from that, author of 4 books, Introduction to Sustainable Development Goals, Education and Eternal Asset, Leadership and Change, Superintendence, bestseller author, stem cell science. Then first youngest Indian to be appointed as Vice Chancellor positions at Unified Theological Seminary, USA, Webiston University, Zimbabwe, Wisdom University, Gombe, Nigeria, University of Kingdom of Atlantis, Singapore, and recently, 2 weeks back, I was again appointed as a Vice Chancellor for Ibarra Scholars and Fellow Society, Philippines. That is Department of Education, Philippines Center. So, and the first youngest Pro-Chancellor and founder of my own university, the University of Expertise, which has got many, which is government registered and which has got many international accreditations, including United Nations and UNESCO. So these are my achievements, and keep struggling and keep shining.
And it feels great to have you on a show, because after hearing so many recognitions and achievements, I think this is absolutely wonderful. So in case you're looking for great mentorship, reach out to Dr. Pratik. His details are available on the video and on the poster itself. Tune in for some amazing stories and experiences. Don't forget to subscribe to us, to Rabbi Rashi Foundation, on all the social handles. Dr. Pratik, आपका बहुत बहुत thanks है कि आप आए.
Thank you so much.